This is Thor, the mighty Avenger, Invasion Frost Giant. Includes ice weapons, which I will show later. The figure is part of the first wave of the 3.75-inch figures for the new Thor movie figures. So, very cool. I was just really supposed to pick up just one figure from the first wave of 3 3/4 figures, and I wanted to wait for the next waves of figures to arrive and invest in those figures. But at least out here in Manila, everyone seemed to want this figure, and I decided to take a chance and see. I don't usually go for figures that everybody wants, but I went ahead and got one for myself, and I can tell you right away. Despite being obviously out of scale, I mean, this guy is a frost giant, obviously. He is probably only in scale with, if you can find a HeroClix Thor, that is probably the only figure he could be in scale with, but he's nowhere near any scale of a Thor figure that I have. He's a regular-sized figure when he should be a giant, but Hasbro really did a good job with this figure, sculpt wise, articulation wise, paint job. I mean, surprisingly, it's a Marvel figure. Paint apps are spot on, and I'm really quite impressed with this figure. So before we go any further, just a quick look at the packaging in case you haven't been to any toy shop yet. This is what the new Thor packaging looks like. It's a little bit of weird shape. It's got this I don't know what this is the only odd thing about the packaging. I think it's really for when you pile them up, so it'll be easier to pick up the figures. I don't know, whatever. But it's a pretty cool packaging. I like the artwork on it, and it does have the Avengers Assemble logo right there, which was present in the Iron Man Armored Avenger packaging. So here he is, nice artwork, and the rest of the assortment. This was the only figure I was going to get. I was, out of all the 6 new figures, first wave, this was the only one I was really planning on getting, which I got. But went back to the store and decided to pick up a Frost Giant, as well as the deluxe Frost Giant, because it was such a cool mold when I looked at it again. Alright, so here he is. Again, paint apps, wonderful. If the only paint apps you should look out for if you're looking for this figure are the teeth. Make sure you pick one with evenly painted teeth, not with white all over the place. But he's got this pearly bluish type of color on him. It's a little bit shiny, as you can see. The face is like, it's not an oily shiny kind of thing, it's like a metallic shiny kind of thing. The blue on him looks like the color that James Cameron used for Avatar, the creatures for Avatar. Kind of looks like that. And yeah. So let me just stand him up properly. Oh wait, not yet. His articulation is, he's got a swivel neck with a hinge joint right here. So he's got a double jointed neck. He's got ball hinge shoulders, ball hinge elbows, no bicep swivel. He's got a hinge wrist, ball jointed upper torso, no waist articulation. He's got ball jointed hips, a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and a ball hinge ankle. So he's a very articulated figure. And I really like this. He's got Marvel articulation at the bottom. He's got Star Wars articulation for his arms. So pretty cool. Yeah. He comes with other ice weapons. You can power him up with a ice helmet. So that's pretty cool. And a ice dagger shield, stalactite shape, whatever ice thingy. They don't really stay on that well. But yeah, it's okay. The helmet's fine with me, but this one is a little bit over the top. I would have wanted perhaps another weapon like this one, the mace or the club, maybe something else like a sword or a claw for that matter. But this one is more like a dagger or a, I don't know what it is. It could be a crab. It looks like a crab claw. It could be like something you can poke with, or more like a shield or a blade. Who knows? So that's what it is. I don't even know if that's gonna happen in the movie. Well, yeah. As of this post, I've not seen the movie. So cool. Okay. Let me just get rid of these weapons. This one I like to keep. Maybe I'll probably display him without the armor up weapons, just maybe the club. So let's just stand him up. Okay. Come on now. Even the feet are well sculpted. I mean, just look at that. Good job by Hasbro. I'm really liking this mold. Despite the lack of scale, as I said, it's a really well sculpted, well designed figure. So if I can just stand him up, and he doesn't hold his weapons very well, as you can already see by now. Okay, in case anyone's wondering what's under the skirt, nothing. He does not have any gender, and he has the flattest ass in the world. So, anyway, just as a bit of a size comparison, for those of you who are not yet into these Thor figures, and for those of you who have no plans of getting or on the fence of getting the Thor figures, well, this is not a bad figure to get. But scale-wise, he's a little bit taller than your average 3 3/4 figures. He's a little bit over 4 inches, I think, or just about 4 inches. No, these guys are almost 4 inches, so he's a little bit over 4 inches. So there. And okay, let me get another Marvel Universe figure, just so you can get the idea of how he looks like. He's actually taller than Juggernaut. That's impressive. So, very cool. Very cool indeed. So there you go. If you're just a casual collector, if you're just trying to dip your feet or toes in the water for the Thor figures, you're not really sure, I suggest you pick up 1 or 2 figures, and if you pick one Thor figure, you choose from the 3 different variants for the first wave, and then get this one. Yeah, just because of the sculpt. I mean, if you have no idea who this guy is, like me, I never really read up on Thor. I'm more of an Iron Man fan. It's not a bad figure to add to your collection of Marvel Universe figures. Definitely not in scale, but definitely a wonderfully sculpted and well executed figure. I am pleasantly surprised at how well this figure turned out. Kudos to Hasbro for doing a great job. Excellent job. I really look forward to more good figures from this Thor line. And after seeing initial pictures of the Thor figures, I wasn't too sure I was going to collect them. Thinking of just getting 1 figure per wave, but it looks like I'm going to be getting more than 1 figure. For those of you who are expecting me to review all the figures of the Thor toy line, I am not getting all the figures. I do apologize. I will only pick ones that are really at least 9 out of 10 rating for me. I'm not going to be a completist with this Thor toy line. So there you go. Will I do reviews of other Thor figures? Well, you just have to stay tuned and find out. I've already mentioned what I've gotten, and I've gotten a few 8 inches figures, and we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So do stay tuned. And again, as I said, this is a great figure. You might want to go ahead and get it from your local toy store. So there. I hope this video has been somewhat insightful and informative for some of you who are on the fence of the Thor figures, especially the Frost Giant. And there you go. The Thor, the Mighty Avenger Invasion Frost Giant. Thanks for watching.